By any means necessary. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. Pop back when we pop back. Pop back, pop back when we pop back. Pop back when we pop back. Pop back when we pop back.
Hey, happy Wednesday and welcome to By Any Means Necessary, coming to you live from WODU Studios from the great Old Dominion University. Shout out to everybody outside with hoodies and shorts on in this cold weather today at Old Dominion. Again, today is October 14th, 2018. 360 Arts and Productions is a Hampton-based media company specializing in original content creation, photography, digital arts, photography, videography, music production, script writing, and more. With professional creative directors who always make your vision a reality, 360 has grown into a powerhouse in record time. For all of your media needs, contact 360 today at 360amp@gmail.com. On today's show, we have news and hot topics, music, Black history, and a visit from Miss Ebony Love from Norfolk State University. Upcoming events, of course, it is this weekend. Finally, the She's Boss Women's Empowerment event is here. Catch us at Northampton Community Center this Saturday, November 17th from 10:30 to 3 p.m. You'll be able to meet myself along with a lovely panel of women. We have workouts, we have panels, we have group break-off discussions, we'll have great food and great drinks, and it's a great networking opportunity. If you are coming, make sure you look for me so I can say, hey y'all. Again, that is this Saturday at Northampton Community Center from 10:30 to 3 p.m. Today in Black history, in 1915, we lost the late great Booker T. Washington. And on 11/14/84, Rosa Parks was honored by the Wonder Woman Foundation with the first Eleanor Roosevelt Women of Courage Award. And on November 14th, 1900, the Washington Society of Colored Dentists was founded in Washington, D.C., and it was the first Black dental organization. We got some birthdays in the Black community. Happy birthday to Obi Trice. Real name, no gimmicks. Reverend turns 54 and Condoleezza Rice turns 64. Are we still talking about Condoleezza Rice? Is she somebody that we acknowledge?
I don't know.
You don't know, but happy birthday, Condoleezza Rice. In the news, what's happening in the news today? I'm not sure if you guys heard, but what day was this? Let me see if I can find the actual date. Let me just read the news for you guys. A Black security guard was shot dead by a police officer as he held down a suspect in a shooting bar where he worked. Yes, you heard me right. A Black security guard was shot dead by a police officer as he held down the suspect in a shooting at the bar where he works. You might hear that and think, with the security guard shooting, was he the perpetrator? Was he the suspect? No, he was not. Jamel Robertson, 26, was working early Sunday at Manny's Blue Room, a bar in the predominantly Black Chicago suburb of Robbins, Illinois, when a patron who was part of a drunken group had been kicked out returned with a gun at 4 a.m. and opened fire. We all know about what happened last weekend at Thousand Oaks in California. This could have been a similar scene. So I'm sure Mr. Robinson, when he heard the person had a gun and came in with it and opened fire at 4 a.m., he of course, was called to action, and he decided to detain the person and get them to be still until the cops came. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, several people were shot. Robertson, who was armed at the time, grabbed one of the men, held him down, and waited for police, according to witnesses. He had somebody on the ground with his knee in his back, with the gun in his back, like, don't move. But witnesses said Robertson became the victim as soon as police arrived. A responding officer with the Midlothian Police Department immediately shot Robertson, who later died in the hospital. Harris said the officer shot an innocent man and that people on the scene tried to warn the police that Robertson was a security guard. Everybody was screaming out security. He was a security guard, and they still did their job. And saw a Black man with a gun and basically killed him. So this young man, apparently, he's 26 years old. He was a musician at local churches, and his main dream was to become a police officer. this is what people told him. Hey, Christy, how you doing? Hey, guys, I see you guys. Hey. Make sure you like and share and tell a friend. So if you're just joining us, we are talking about the young man, Jameer Robertson, in Chicago. He had dreams of being a police officer, and he was a security guard on duty when at 4 a.m. somebody entered the bar who had recently got kicked out, opened fire, shot some people, and he was out shooting this person. And he had a gun on him. Him without shooting this person ended up restraining them until police arrived. And as soon as police came in, even though everybody in there was saying that he was a security guard and to not shoot him, he got shot anyway. Now, here's a black man in Chicago. We all know what's going on in Chicago right now. Chicago is not one of the best places to be. It's not
as bad as they say it is.
It's not as bad as they say it is, correct. But it is not not something that you want to just go. It's not Pleasantville, per se. So he probably is on guard anyway. And this man who thought he was helping people, he probably ended up saving lives, lost his life in the blink of an eye to a policeman. Now, what this makes me think of, I'm not sure if you guys saw this movie, but we watched Detroit last night. And Detroit is something that we have been trying to watch for a long time, but just recently got around to watching it. And there was a scene in Detroit, and Detroit is based on a actual real event that occurred in Detroit at the Algiers Hotel that I had not heard about. But there was this young man inside the hotel. His name was Carl, and he did a demonstration about what it was like to be black in America. And this was in the 60s at this time. And he was talking about how it always feels like being a black man in America. You always feel like you have a gun in your face at all times, and that you have to be on guard and just make everybody else feel uncomfortable, and that you aren't going to attack them. And even still, when you do all of that, more than likely you'll be the one either in jail, getting beat up, or you'll end up dead. Now, like Detroit, right after he told that story, he was killed by the police along with two other guys that were in the home as well, in the hotel. And just like he made that demonstration in the 60s, it is now 2018, and this story is continuing to happen. We often come on this show and we talk about the solution. We talk about what we can do to protect ourselves. We all know about the things that we can tell our black sons, tell our black spouses, our black friends, our black sisters, everything that we can say to make the cops, to make people feel like we are not going to attack them. But even still, even when we do all of these things more often than we would like to say, it doesn't matter. And we are still
I don't know what to say anymore.
That's
because
what I'm saying.
It's
nothing.
These mass murderers, these white mass murderers are all going to jail. All of them.
Mm-hmm. There hasn't been, in recent history that I know about, unless they kill themselves, this is them taking their own lives, they are not killed by the cops even after.
And they at least try to apprehend them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to an incident like with the security guard or Tamir Rice mm-hmm. or anything else where y'all are probably wrong, y'all don't even, that 1% chance, you know what I'm saying? You're not even going to take it.
Right.
And then, like, he wasn't dressed like a security guard?
Even if he wasn't dressed like a security guard, right? If he had on plain civilian clothes. So say if you were a civilian and you were in an open carry state and you saw this happening. So California, when the shooting happened in the bar. If you were in the bar and you decided to help and capture the killer, you would have been a hero. You didn't have to be a security guard working. People screaming, "Don't shoot him," should have been enough. Yeah. But they saw that opportunity to kill him, just like in that movie Detroit, that again took place in 1960. It's been 50 plus years, and there is no change with how the police handle these situations. Being black against a police officer, the police has a license to kill. And if they feel like doing it, they're going to do it, and more than likely, they're going to get off. We discussed last night what the options are and what we really can do, and honestly, at this point, the only option feels like to just leave. It's just you don't feel safe here. You don't know what to do. Like I said, you can tell your sons what to do, to put your hands up, to make clear statements, to say I didn't do whatever. They did that at that movie last night, and sometimes being black is just they took the fall. They had to find somebody to pin it on, and that happens often. These things, this is a true story, and you see it in movies all the time. They get it from somewhere. This stuff is really happening. The government, we can see what's happening in the government. It's not set up to protect us. It never has, and it never will. We talked about voting last week, and if we're voting, how can we change, and who can we get in office that's going to regulate these things and regulate police and hold city officials accountable? It's a nice thought. It really is a nice thought.
But it's like, who's the majority of the country in general? We're still only 13%. So if you
We're
think that our needs,
for a reason.
You think our needs are going to come before capitalism and ways for them to capitalize off of us?
Right.
You silly.
Right.
Regardless of how it go down,
Right.
they still have more people. They're going to win the votes anyway. They're going
Right.
to get the people in places that they want to get in places. They got more money and more people and more power.
Right.
Like,
right.
voting, I hear it. It sounds good. I understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
But even if you look at demographics, it's impossible to make the changes that we want to make.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
And it's not being pessimistic. It's none of that stuff. I'm very positive, and I have an
very
outlook.
logical.
Right. It's logical, and it's looking at history, and you can even forecast the events. You can look at the last 100 years and see the trend, and then you can try to forecast the next 100 years. And if you see something different than that we're seeing, please show us, let us know. All the education, all of that's great. Please educate yourself. Educate yourself outside of the school. Look up stuff. Find out what you can do in your community. Yes, those things still matter, because until we're gone, we are still here. So you want to make it the best experience that we can for our kids and our children and our grandkids and all of that stuff. And while we are here, we don't want to just suffer. But the realistic thing is, we're trying. It's a game of survival at this point. A game of survival, and just trying to make the best out of a bad situation until you can get out of it. It's like we black people are in a domestic violent relationship with America, and we have Stockholm syndrome, and America is our abuser, and we just have to figure out ways to survive and just get out. Dang.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's the PTSD.
And that's
it's
where the
really
PTSD,
like that.
and that's
like,
where the PTSD.
You see how I act. Like, reasons I don't want to go places at certain times.
So Paul, he talks. I'm not sure if everybody can hear him this way, but Nick talks about how he acts when we're out in public. So the other day, Nick went, and if you see in our car, we have a nice car. Nick went to the corner store. Next to our corner store is a Italian restaurant, which is frequented by the white population. He pulled up and he got out the car. Now, you all know Nick is a black guy. Nick has locks. When he got out the car to go to the store, the white lady who was outside grabbed her purse, clutched it, gave it a hug, and walked backwards, scurried out of the way. And this is not something that is not normal to happen to him. This happens often. People often look at him as a threat. Go ahead.
But yeah, but like I was saying, like the police thing, like we seen old boy from what was they group? The Dramatics.
The Dynamics, yeah.
Dramatics.
The Diplomats. Yes, the Dramatics.
Dramatics.
I don't know.
Whatever the group was from Detroit. You see what the PTSD from police did to him? He didn't want no career. He didn't want to sing around them. He didn't want to be around them. The only place he could be around them was church.
Right.
That was the best place for him.
Yep.
And
he's still there. Still at church.
Regular daily life, I know cats that move like drug dealers that don't sell drugs. I'm one of them. I'm still taking back streets. Everything legal, everything good. But I'm still on my guard every single day. Like, time of day, I'm not driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going uptown after 5 o'clock. It's not because of traffic all the way. It's because of the police.
That's so crazy.
Like, we actually have to alter our day, alter our thoughts, alter our routes just to be comfortable.
So to get it together as a community and try to build a community, all that stuff is important because there is strength in numbers and we can look out for one another while we are here. But again, the goal is, we're thinking longevity, we're thinking legacy, we're thinking past our generation. The goal is to get out, to go back to Africa. People get so offended by that term, going back to Africa, like we're being shunned. America is not our home. We are American because we are born here, but America is not for us. The founding fathers, none of them was black. They don't care about us. Like, this is not our spot. We were here as workers. And that's it. So, the goal is, Africa's beautiful, y'all. I've been to Africa 4 times. The food is popping. The people are very hospitable. Of course, the weather is beautiful. The atmosphere, the soil there is so rich. Like, Africa is beautiful. It's just taking the stigma off of it and the images that they show us of the bugs and the despair. That's there, too. But that's also in Norfolk. That's also in Newport News. It's just a different environment. It doesn't look the same because we don't have wild animals walking around. But despair is despair, and that's here, and that's in every other country. Why stay here when we're not welcome? Let's go to where we're welcome. Yeah, you know. Let's do that. When we come back, we're going to get into some more hot topics, and we got some small businesses to shout out. So we're going to take our first break. This first song is from, let's hear some Anderson, maybe. Yeah. And even though I hate birds, I like this song. This is Anderson .Paak, The Bird. You're listening to By Any Means Necessary. All right, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary again. Coming to you live from WODU Studios from the Great Old Dominion. What up, Monarchs? Hello, patrons. Are you a restaurant owner looking to get the word out about your restaurant? 360 Arts and Production has the answer. In the new show, Y'all Know I Like to Eat, the host DJ DC will interview your chef and find out about what makes your food special while trying out your top dishes. The show will air on many platforms. 360 has email us today for more info. Let's get into these small business shout outs. Y'all came out in drones today. Kyla Carlos has a pop-up shop mixer, which is free. It is going to take place Saturday, December 8th at 3 p.m. at 618 Aberdeen Road. You have free food, raffle prizes, free drinks, and it's going to be vendor setup. Come out. Make sure you network. Are you looking to get out with your girls to go on a trip? Your friends, your bae, a vacation, any of that? Holla at Cordy Wallet today. CCNC Getaways for all travel needs. Email her at 3cgetaways@gmail.com or call 404-895-4646. And I can testify she is a great travel agent. Also, we have Lauren Nicole, Speak From the Heart LLC. It is in-home speech therapy. Again, Lauren Nicole with Speak From the Heart LLC. It is speech therapy. We have Jay Ortiz TTR with Loscar Creations, spray paint and original art. We also have Marquita Jones, the Pink Roller Play Yard and Party Center for children 6 and under. Only $5 all day to play. Birthday parties start at $110. Go to thepinkroller.com. I also have Jaleesa Alexander. Jaleesa is our go-to person for hair. She comes to the house for me. She does my hair. She does Nick's hair. She does Janae's hair. And she does Zaria's hair. Make sure you contact her today and tell her Dominique sent you at 757-698-0506. IG is Juicy with the EY_locks. Facebook, Jaleesa Juicy Alexander. I have my love, Alexis Carter with I Am Companion Home Care LLC. www.iamchc.com. I Am Companion Home Care. Again, that's with Alexis Carter. Evan Hartley has a local sketch comedy show this Saturday, Taken for Granted, Saturday, November 17th at 10 p.m. Make sure you contact her today. I have a lot of people I'm going to get to some more later. But let's get back into these news and hot topics. Let me check and see who's listening. Hey, Isha. Hey, Red. Sorry, y'all. Oh, thank you, Alexis. Thank you so much. All right, also, this weekend, y'all know I do my birthday shout-outs. Ebony Sparks to the Bizarre. She had a birthday this week. And my baby, my love, my A-alike, Nick turns 30 on Sunday, and he's not in here right now, but y'all, we gonna turn up all weekend. He don't even know. All week it's going down. Okay, so let's see what Serena Williams is talking about. Y'all already know Serena Williams is always in the news and controversial for some reason when it comes to her body. She is on the cover of GQ Woman of the Year this year for 2018, and people have a problem with her being Woman of the Year because she's often referred to as too masculine, and of course she has something to say about that. Excuse me. And Anna wanted to know why the word woman was in quotation marks, and I want to know that as well too. People are asking at GQ Magazine, please explain to me why GQ Magazine's editorial team felt that quote marks were necessary on the Serena Williams' cover for Woman of the Year. I really need to know, and I'm expecting an answer. What the heck? Why woman and not woman? Seriously. It is an issue. I wonder why so often Serena Williams is getting this backlash. We know as women we all are shaped differently. Body shaming should definitely be a thing of the past. We are all beautiful in all of our shapes and all of our sizes. I remember being young and just feeling too thin. I used to just eat like loaves of bread. Because I wanted to be bigger. I would wear like 2 pair of pants. All these things. So a lot of women struggle with just, looking at themselves and wanting to look differently than themselves. And for anybody to shame somebody, especially, period, to shame them is horrible. But especially when somebody is an athlete and she's very fit, she's very beautiful. It's just consistent. And I'm just very, I don't want to say proud of her. I don't know her. But I think that it's an awesome thing that she often is just, she owns it. And she also just talks about how bomb she is. She knows she has a beautiful shape. And she knows she's bomb. Regardless of what everybody else say about her shape, she is she's fearless in it, and she walks in it. And just enough with that. Enough with the bashing. More self-love and more self-care. We did have a lot of feedback last week for the conversation about the fatherless daughter. So I want women listening, if you are a fatherless daughter and you would like to be a part of the panel, I want you guys to let me know. And we're going to put a show together really soon and give you just have a platform where you all just talk and dump and just replenish each other and love on each other to talk about that topic, because I feel like it is very important. I do have a guest on her way in, Miss Ebony Love, but until she gets here, I want to I want to play a song for y'all. Ariana Grande drops her new song. She has her first #1 hit this week with Thank You Next, and this is it. And we're back. Welcome to By Any Means Necessary, coming to you live from WODU Studios. I'm still waiting again for Ebony Love. She doesn't get here. I'm sorry, Ebony. I'm sorry we missed you. But our last topic today, let's talk about this No Child Left Behind thing. It has been teacher after teacher recently getting fired for giving students zeros or 50% for not turning in assignments. And they're literally losing their job because there's no child left behind. In the meantime, children are being passed to the next grade and they're not ready. They're not, up to date on the things they should be because they just weren't doing the work. So now they're going to 5th grade, they're going to 6th grade, they're being advanced, but they're still mentally in the 4th grade because they just weren't ready. When I was in school, that wasn't a thing. I remember being in 4th grade on the last day of school, getting report cards and people crying because they're at the bottom of the thing. It said that they're going to be in 4th grade again next year. So it was hard on kids, and I'm sure that is a psychological thing that they have to deal with. But at the end of the day, I'd rather my child be left behind than pushed forward to a grade that they're not ready for.
You know who pushed for that? You know who has the money to push for that?
To push for what? To push for them to be not left behind?
Uh-huh.
Who?
And it was all, it's just, and I want anybody who disagrees with me to go look this up. Please go look this up.
What happened?
The prison industrial complex. Private prisons lobbied for that more than anybody else, especially in the state of Florida. Because the more kids
drop out,
the average is the more kids they drop out, the higher the prison population.
Well, yeah, so they would think that if they
keep pushing them along, they're going to drop out.
Left behind, that they would drop out of school because it was too hard.
Yeah,
and then once they dropped out, they would what?
Yes, keep them going, keep them on that level.
That makes sense.
Push them in them schools, keep them with the people of their age. Because most people I know that get left behind, they still end up finishing unless it's just that hard for them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know at least, and this is probably a low number. I know at least 10 people at least that got left behind, and all of them finished high school. Yeah. So like with that number, and that's probably what the majority of people would say. It's like those few people that we hear about that failed and failed and failed. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they know that bringing them back a grade gives them another opportunity. They're not trying to give no extra opportunities. We need you to go to jail. We need to fill these private prisons. I read about it in an article. I know it's floating around on Facebook, but I read it a long time ago on Facebook. I ain't going to try to act like I looked it up. But it was talking about the state of Florida and the private prisons, and they're not having enough prisoners. And this was around, and like in that article, that's where it said that at. That's where. Oh my gosh!
They put the information.
So again, that circles back around to what we were talking about in the beginning of the show. this system was not set up for us to succeed or to prosper. If they're intentionally pushing you ahead when you're not ready, that's like sending your kids to live on their own at 15 and not 18.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If they're not ready, why are they being promoted to the next grade? They're going to keep being behind.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to stuff like math. Like when it comes to, I wouldn't even say reading. History is all remembering. But any type of comprehension and understanding in math and science, like you have to be ready before you go to the next grade.
The way to combat that is, all right, no child left behind. Let's put trades in as early as 6th grade. Let's start doing trades.
Do that then.
You know what I'm saying? So those students that's not doing good in math or reading can make those grades up in other ways and other places. Because who says I might not be able to do math in a classroom, but I might be able to do math when I'm in here working on this car, or measuring this floor, or whatever I might be doing. You know what I mean? That's how some people learn.
Application.
Yeah,
might make it.
They can learn through trade.
On the paper or in the class, you might get bored or sleepy. If you're being busy, you might be able, and then you can remember when I did this. It stuck.
Trades need to be in school in general, but we really need trades catered to the students.
They should do trades in school because they have home ec in school.
Yeah, I think they've started taking that out now.
What?
I think it's all gone. Yeah, the only thing you get is sex ed now.
They don't have home ec in class. That used to be the best. We used to make food in school.
Yeah, I think they took that out. I remember somebody talking about it. Like they're not having it no more.
If y'all have kids in middle school, let us know if home ec is taken out. Dang. That's a mess. So I guess again with that, if you have a child, I wonder if parents can fight for their kids to stay in the same grade. If I know my child is not comprehending the stuff for 3rd grade, and am I going to push them forward? You know what I'm saying?
I think you can. I think so.
I remember, and then back.
If you couldn't, I wouldn't be surprised. The state has so much control now. So much control.
Dang.
Like I think yearly, they should do something like show the curriculum for each grade to the parents before the summer or middle of the summer or something, so the parents can agree on what their students, what they, at least see early.
That's the part about private school. A private school probably is like that. A collective, cooperative curriculum. In public school isn't. Yeah. And they don't care.
I at least want to see it. So
I know this is happening in a trend, and it's 2 around here, but I think they're going to start doing more because I saw something in the news with Portsmouth trying to do this, is doing the K through 8 schools. I'm not a fan of K through 8 schools. My kids go through K through 8 school. I think it's way too big. There's no way to focus on the children the way you should. I just don't like it. It's too much going on, and I don't feel like kindergartners should be going to school with 8th graders.
Yeah,
or
especially
the bus
not
with them.
Especially not in today's time with this over-sexualized
like
world that we live in.
Not even pre-K.
Yeah, it's just so sexualized. Y'all talking to these 3rd, 4th, 5th graders about sex.
Yes.
But then got them around 8th graders.
Yeah.
That y'all been talking to about sex.
Right, yep.
You know what I'm saying? That. It's not cool. It's not cool.
Don't like it. We have a quote from Dr. Cornel West that we're going to discuss. A fully functional multiracial society cannot be achieved without a sense of history and open, honest dialogue. All right, so boom. Let's break the first part down. A fully functional multiracial society. That's the goal, right? The goal is to have a fully functioning multiracial society. And he's saying this cannot happen unless we have a sense of history and open, honest dialogue. So what that reads to me is we will never have a fully functional multiracial society because there will never be a shared understanding of the history. That alone, you can say a fact that happened. Again, we watched Detroit last night and we watched the trial of what happened. But even though the facts were presented, the judge still let the cops off. So there would never be a shared understanding because every race has their own experiences and their own beliefs and their own inferences, everything. They have their own entitlements. So nobody is looking out for one another in other races. It doesn't cross multicultural. So this will never be a fully functional society.
Yeah, and especially not a society where we rhetorically say exactly what it is when we speak about it all the time when we speak of democracy and our type of democracy, but we never really take that for face value, what it means. We say capitalism, but we take that word and not really.
So Alex Brickhouse said, "Is that my Nick?"
But yeah, we take what up, cuzzo? Well, yeah, we take something like that and not even we just say capitalism and not even really think about what it means and what it really means for us. Like, they already capitalized off us. They continue to live in capitalism. Who are they gonna capitalize on?
Right. So again,
it's people capitalizing on people, and it's the majority, the one that's in control, that's going to capitalize off of the minorities.
Exactly. So again, it all comes back, and again, it's going to logical thinking. We know this will never happen, right? So stop trying to belong. Stop trying to say we all need to work together as far as they need to accept us and we need to work with the white community. No, we don't, because it's going to be useless. We don't need to work with the white community. You don't gotta fight them. You know what I'm saying? Let them have let them be over there. Let them love themselves, and that's great. Yeah. Stop trying to infiltrate into their society, into their world, into their capitalism. Build the black community within ourselves, because that multicultural understanding will never happen. You might have a few white people who might be down and understand, really understand, but those three don't mean nothing. Yeah. For real, it don't. Like, for real, it doesn't. Hey, Sierra. It will never be a shared understanding. It will be dismissive and indirect. Absolutely. Yeah. And I can have the nicest white people talk to me, all of that, but it's still that underlying thing that they'll never understand. And you always see that they'll always make a comment where it's kind of like, well, it's not. Like, no, y'all don't really get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get that every time he walks out the door, he has to be paranoid because he doesn't know if a white person's going to see him, be scared, call the cops come, shoot him, and all he was doing was taking the trash out. You don't know that.
And it's not an exaggeration, yo.
It's not. I see it.
It's not.
I see it every single day. And it's happening on the news every single day. Every single day. Stuff that happens to us also is diminished through the media, through culture. They talk about how this is the first deployment. Now, look it up. But Nick made a great point last night. They said that the caravan is the first U.S. deployment of troops within the United States since the Civil War. But we saw tanks. We saw a National Guard. We saw Army troops in the streets of Detroit. A bunch of them jokers.
And what Ferguson a few years ago, right. That won't National Guard.
So now, if the word deployment means something else that we're missing, and not just sending troops to the state, to a location, to
within the United States,
yeah. Maybe, but that was y'all have to watch. If y'all have Hulu, y'all have to watch Detroit. It was so hard to watch.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest. That was a scary movie. That movie was making me a claustrophobic. Like,
yes, me too.
I needed to move. I needed to get up and run. Like,
it was so hard to watch.
Boy.
So hard to watch. We got a few more small black businesses that we're going to shout out and events. We have a holiday vendor day extravaganza party. That's on Saturday, December 15th at 9 a.m. If you look on my Facebook page, the link is there, so you can get in there. Baby, can you open the door, please? We have Safe and Secure Moving Company from Blanco Chapo from the 757. We have them, and we also have Divine Power Washing and Detailing, www.divinepwdetailing.com. We also have Valerie Hope Anderson, who has Paparazzi Accessories. We're going to have one more short break, and when we come back, we will be joined by Miss Ebony Love. This song is from Neo, and it is called Make It Out Alive. Welcome back to By Any Means Necessary, coming to you again live from WODU Studios at Old Dominion University. Listen, I don't even have no drop for this, though. If you and your family, if you need solo pictures, headshots, if you need pictures with your family for the holidays, if you need pictures for your business cards, if you just want to flex on the gram or on Facebook, holla at 360 today at 360amp@gmail.com. When I tell you the studio is lit, photographers is us. When you come, you know you're going to get the experience. Holla at us today. We got specials for you. If you mention my name and bam, you might get a slight discount. But don't tell nobody I told you. come on out. Contact 360 today at 360amp@gmail.com. I am joined in studio by the lovely Miss Ebony Love. Hey, Ebony girl.
Hey, girl. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I met Ebony at the Creative Converge about a month ago now, probably. The Creative Converge was put on by the Creative Outsiders and Siobhan Mitchell. It was a great event. I was on the panel that night. We spoke about women being entrepreneurial and women creatives and how to do self-care and how to just get out there and just hone in on our craft and just connect with each other, laugh, talk, drink.
Yeah, right.
It was a great night. Did you enjoy that event?
I definitely did. It was such a good vibe. Just to be in the room with like filmmakers, all women, good vibes, positive vibes. Just, feeding off each other's energy and learning more about each other. Networking is always important. So, I definitely did.
If you're in creative, if you want to do anything that is really in the field where you have to meet other people, you have to put yourself out there. Get some business cards. Go to events. I used to be at a point where I didn't want to go anywhere by myself. These types of events can seem intimidating, but when you get in the environment, it's a whole bunch of women like you. We all are like, hey, y'all!
Exactly. Hey, girl. Hey, sis.
Something about creatives is we're very... I call myself an extrovert introvert. So if I have a planned event, like I know I'm going to be here every Wednesday, I can be, bubbly, all of that stuff. But if I'm home, I'm home. Don't call me. Don't come to the house unannounced. I like my me time, my family time as well. But when we get to events like that, it's a different kind of energy. And I appreciated how everybody was able to connect. That event is over. We still connect.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was very intentional. And with your time is the most expensive thing that you can have and waste.
I agree.
So you want to be intentional with your space and with your time and who you connect with. So I'm glad I met Miss Ebony.
Yes, I'm glad I met you too.
So tell me about what you do with the listeners about what you do.
Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay, so again, my name is Ebony Love, and I pretty much do a lot, but I'll start with my brand. So I have a brand called I Choose, and the purpose of that is to bring forth more awareness about the importance of choices, because growing up, I haven't always made the best choices, and I still don't. But it wasn't until I got into college when I was like, you know what?
Norfolk State?
Yep, Norfolk State. Hey, behold. So it wasn't until I got into Norfolk State, and I made like terrible choices, got kicked off campus, almost got kicked out of school, and it was crazy. So once I graduated and everything, I realized like, I need to do something to encourage, my peers as well as the younger people about choices and just own up to the choices that you made. Because I wouldn't have been able to get back in school if I would have never owned up to the choices that I made.
Blame somebody else.
I would have blamed somebody else and been looking crazy,
Own your mess.
Right, exactly. So pretty much own your stuff. So I do a lot of motivational speaking, primarily for the youth. I put on different events, as well as I have a mentor program for middle school and high school girls.
And where are you based out of?
Chesapeake.
Okay.
Yep, based out of Chesapeake.
Wait, are you able to service people in different cities?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm working on something right now. I'm waiting to get approved into like an elementary school in Portsmouth. I'm not going to say which one yet because I'm still
all of them.
Right. Yes, right.
Every one of them, please.
Yeah, seriously. So targeting the sixth graders because they're about to transition to middle school. So I just pretty much do that. I put on different events. I host MC events.
Cool.
I have a podcast. Can I plug myself in real quick? Okay. So
so they can find it, all of that.
Yes. Okay. So my podcast is I Choose, EYECHOOSEEB, and I think that's on the Apple Podcast app, and it's on Anchor and a few other apps. It just kind of goes there. And also my Instagram is _EYECHOOSE, and my other Instagram is it's Eb, LOOKITSEB, and you can find me on Facebook, Ebony Love, and all of that. So
plug.
Right.
I want to get back into the you have so much going on. It's great. The mentorship thing, because I feel like that's very important. Because I know growing up, my father was not in the home at all. My mother was there, but my mother worked 2 jobs, and she came from a tradition. She's a baby boomer, so their parents didn't say nothing.
Right.
She didn't say nothing. So I kind of was like, kind of lost. I had to figure out stuff on my own, or just figure out stuff through my friends' parents. So I feel like what was missing was that younger person that I could relate to. So I feel like a mentorship from late 20 somethings, early 30s somethings. Very important because I realized when I became a mentor, I did day treatment, that the high school girls love talking to somebody who kind of looks like them.
Exactly.
But that can give them guidance like a mother. But then won't tell their mom because of confidentiality.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That's very important. Just to have somebody to come and talk to you and just talk to about choices, and you can help them without judging them.
Right.
That's really important. They need that from girls need that and guys.
And guys, right? But we're gonna start with the girls for now. So speaking of that, it's like myself and a few other girls. We came together and we're known as like the aunties. We consider ourselves to be aunties because, you know, they can't always go to their mom. And the auntie is like real cool, but she's going to check you where you need to be checked. You know what I'm saying? So we call ourselves the aunties and we mentor those girls. And
so if somebody listening, I know you gave your socials, but is there a way to email you if they're listening and they're like, I know a little girl who would be perfect for this program? What are the requirements? Is it a Medicaid funded thing or is it?
No, it's free for now. Yeah, it's just free. Like,
is there a building or you just come to them?
Well, there is a building. We normally go to like the library in Chesapeake, but we're actually transitioning to a solid building because sometimes when we try to get the library, it's like either booked or like the library. Our last session, somebody ran into them, so they had to close down.
What you mean?
Like a truck ran into the library, so they had to shut down. Chesapeake. This one is in Chesapeake.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had to shut down and so we're like getting a solid building. This lady said she'll let us use it. So, but my email, I know, right? But my email is yesichoose@gmail.com. That's YESEYECHOOSE@gmail.com. So you just have to be a young lady in middle school and high school. Period. Looking for a mentor. Yeah, looking for a mentorship. So we talk about different things like self-esteem, self-worth, knowing who you are, understanding yourself as a young, teenage girl, knowing what to deal with, what not to deal with when it comes to relationship stuff. We talk about eating habits, just almost everything.
Man, I wish I would have met you earlier. I do a conference every year called the Naturally You Conference.
What?
And it's a whole weekend. I get the girls Friday night and they leave Sunday. We get a resort.
Oh my
and
gosh.
They just come and we eat and we build and we talk. And
how freaking cool is that?
This upcoming year though.
Yes. 2019. 2019.
You gotta be a part of it, girl.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? That networking stuff. Yes, you have to be intentional.
Yes. What if somebody wants to be a part of? They want to be a mentor.
Okay.
What are the requirements for that?
Well, it's kind of like we just have to see you. We interview you. We need to know what you're about. We have to meet with you to fill you out. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, we have to fill you out. No. There are standards because we are working with kids, teenagers. Yeah, exactly.
Cardi B, you're not walking the conference.
Oh my gosh. However, I do like Cardi, but not for this. Okay. So.
So yes, it's the interview process. Yes. And if they're fitting with the mission.
Yes, then we can bring you on board, but not just any and everybody. Sorry, not sorry.
So the mission of By Any Means Necessary is to empower, educate, and entertain. And I feel like we already hit on the empower and educate portion. I want to get into the entertainment part. So you do a lot of things as well, entertaining wise. You are an MC, you are a host at Novermber State?
No, I just host different events. Like book me to come host any event.
So you get live in the room.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
pretty much.
And you also act.
Life for the body. It's
you act as well.
I do. Yes.
Like for real, because we doing a movie right now.
Shut up. Can I audition? What? I need to know the deeds. Oh my gosh! Yes, for real. So, I'm stuttering. See, I'm real passionate about this.
I love it.
So, I am actually in a short film called Blind, and we're just now finishing it up. We have a little bit more to film, and then we're done. So,
who's doing it?
This guy, he actually went to ODU. I think he used to work here. His name is Cliff. Yeah, Cliff is doing it.
He emailed me to help.
Word.
Soon.
Yes, it might be that. Yes. So yes. Oh, see, look at that full circle. See,
360?
Right, 360. Yes, exactly. So So I'm really about that acting life.
All right. Cool. What's coming up next? We know what you're doing currently. I think that's amazing. I love the mission. I love being able to give back, and not only giving back, you learn from your mistakes. You're owning up to your mistakes. You're sharing, because also, and what I am careful about as well, social media can be it can be scary, it can be intimidating. People can look at you and feel like, oh, you have it all together.
Right.
Or just see the pictures and think it's all pretty.
Yep.
Like, no, that's why I have something called Transparent Tuesday.
Yep.
Like, y'all, my kids get on my nerves.
Yep, exactly. Yes.
I
Yes.
keep it real.
Yes.
I think what's important in the mentorship process is when they make mistakes, let them know I've been there too. I had my son one time, he got in trouble because he signed his teacher's form. And when we were young, our parents would have beat us, and that was it. But I had to tell them, yeah, baby, I did that before too.
Right, yep, keep it a stack, right?
Keep it real. So I think,
be honest.
I think that's dope. That's really cool. What is next for the brand, for the company? What's your mission? What do you want? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
5 years, I want to be traveling the world because I really want to go full time with like motivational speaking as well as at the acting aspect of it. So in 5 years, within now, I want to get a team together of motivational speakers so that when I'm not able to come, they can go. Or like if in a different city, or a different state, I can like put them out there, like pretty much have a corporation, as well as get my Choose Life mentor programs in different school systems. Like you said, Portsmouth, we need it in all the schools, So to just get it in different school systems and to expound on that and eventually turn it into a nonprofit. Right now, I feel like I'm not really ready for that, but turn it into a nonprofit and I'm going to have the the biggest thing is going to be an art center for the youth. And I haven't really told anybody this, but I'm going to say it. I'm speaking into existence because you know how like people have recreational centers with like basketball, football, and foosball, whatever. I'm going to have an art center for the youth because growing up, I didn't have that. It was just go in, play basketball, do this and do that.
Do cheers.
Right. Cheers and stuff like that. But play Uno and exactly. And the little, is that called foosball? The little, foosball. I play that a lot and pool and stuff, but I want the youth to get more involved into the arts. Writing.
Arts. I know without the arts, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I was a latchkey kid at 7 years old. I found a church to go to and start dancing. And with dance, it just started everything.
Exactly.
Regardless of me not being in church no more, I would never take that away. What I learned, and just that love for the arts. So
exactly.
I definitely agree that it's important.
Yes, ma'am. And so just pretty much the Center for the Arts, and I really want the youth to get involved so that they can excel, and learn early because I didn't know much about the arts growing up. It wasn't until I got to college where I'm like, shoot, like I'm actually a spoken word artist. Like I does this, like I can do this and do that and
imagine if
dance.
Started young age.
Exactly. So get them involved in that. I heard you say you have Transparent Tuesday as well. I have that too. So yes, I do. So I hope you don't have it like copywritten or anything. All right, cool. So I do that. I'm sorry. I like to keep it real. So I do that every Tuesday on Instagram, Transparent Tuesday, and just share like little snippets of my story in hopes that it'll help other people.
Have a whole blog on our website.
Yes.
Put it on our website.
I will. Oh my gosh. See? Plugging me in.
Yep.
Word. You serious?
Yeah, for real.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Then it's a bet. No, then it's a bet.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Wow.
I mean, again, hearing from other people. It's not just my story.
Right.
People might not relate to having 18 kids like
right. Me. Y'all don't have 18. Y'all have what, 6?
6.
Yep. See,
It's 18.
It's 18.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
But like your story might resonate with somebody. You know
what
I mean? We all have different journeys. We can get like 10 women to have different, like every day and then every Tuesday somebody different sharing their story.
I like that. Okay, we here. I love that.
Like synergy, girl.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of women, so I am having a women's empowerment event on December 2nd at Kickstart Art Gallery from 2 to 5. You can find it on Eventbrite. My Sister's Keeper. So it's for all women only. We're going to come. We're going to vibe, network. It's going to be awesome. You definitely don't want to miss it. Spoken word, speakers, food.
Is it on Eventbrite?
It is on Eventbrite. Okay. But under Eventbrite, on Eventbrite, it is I Am My Sister's Keeper.
Okay.
Yep. So
send me the link and then I'll post it on my page.
Hey,
on the website.
See? I'm so happy. Thank you. I definitely will.
Of course. Now you got to answer this question.
Shoot.
I have another question. That was not planned.
I
see you have your bachelor's and your master's.
Yes.
Keep it 100. Keep it real.
Absolutely.
Is it worth it?
Well, I would say yes. Because, let me start with going and get my bachelor's. I learned a lot. I met a lot of good people. Networking, if nothing else, I learned how to network. I learned a lot about the field.
Did you learn how to network through classes, or did you learn how to network through the experience of college?
I want to say it was the experience of college. More so the experience of college.
Yeah.
But I did learn how, well, and in class too, because we had to do like study sessions. They made sure we connected with like our peers so we can study together.
The applicable lessons you learned in class, you know what I mean? Like that stuff. Because for real, all that, because I went here.
Right.
Psychology and film.
Yes.
If I can go back and do it again, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would attend networking events.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Host meetups.
That's true.
All bring books to the library and learn and build that way.
That's true.
Because honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
The stuff that it took me 5 years to learn, this man done learn in 2 months. And
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's give or take because it's like I've learned so much in college.
Like a doctor, you know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely,
that's true.
I want my doctor to be like, I went on YouTube.
Right, that's true. That's true.
That.
That's true. And then I keep saying that's true, but that's real because I've learned too. Like not for nothing, but I could have I have my bachelor's in education, early childhood education. I could have went to TCC for 2 years. It would have been cheaper and
they got us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that aspect, nah, bruh. But then
the experience. Again, I met some great people. The people that I work with film now. I didn't think I was sick, but like I know a bomb videographer now that I met through here. Director. Like I still keep in contact with people I met through here, and this radio show came through the experience. But again, that money,
right? I don't think it's worth it. I feel like it should not be that much. Like
a bunch of money to meet some people,
to meet some people, But it was a great experience. I just feel like the money wise, it's like it didn't have to.
I don't want to say it from me because I just want.
No, that's real. No, that's real.
They might be thinking about going to school.
Yeah.
I'm not successful now. In order for me to be successful, I need to go back to college to be successful. No, you just need to connect yourself to like-minded people who have what you want. And you can learn from them.
I agree wholeheartedly because you don't have to go to college in order to be successful. Right. I feel like I went to college because my parents said you either going to go to college or you're going to join the military. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to go to college, and I'm happy that I did, but it's not for everybody. Right. Like my little sister went to college and realized, hey, this not for me. And like I'm good off that. Right. And I think she was just following in my footsteps. And I told her like, you don't have to do that. Yeah, she did. It was that pressure. Yeah. But I'm like, you don't have to do that. Yeah. Just do, like you said, get with those like-minded people. Do what it is that you like. Yeah. Because if you like,
it can save so much stress, and I feel like it just sets people up for failure because you get out of school and you have all this debt, and more than likely you're not going right into the field you have your degree in.
Nope,
or
sure
you're
not.
In a job getting the same money somebody else is getting without a degree, and it's just so discouraging. And the way it's set up, it just sucks.
Yeah, like, it does. I agree.
You're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. Like those, I understand.
Yeah,
but anything else, like that, even IT, you can go to ITT.
That is true. That is true.
Less money. Like,
that is true.
Just study all your options.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Because I barely remember. And I film is my passion. I love film. But I can't remember hardly anything that I learned. I was already a good writer when I came in. I learned how to structure a script.
Yeah.
But I already knew how to write.
Yeah.
You teach me how to be a good writer. And everything with the camera, I didn't listen to because I didn't want to do it.
Right. That's true. That's true. And now,
And now what? Now I got to build.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Because they definitely hitting them up. Like, okay, it's due. I'm like, so it wasn't. But then I went back. Then I went back to
in what?
Mental health. So urban education community counseling. I went back. I honestly don't know what made me go back. But I that field, and that field,
my psychology classes, I learned from. But actually, I learned a lot being in the field of mental health. But psychology, it did connect a lot of the dots, and now I know theory behind some of the stuff, and then even the stuff you kind of already know inside.
Right, exactly. Like I love that, But as far as education, I felt like I could have just went to TCC or something, boom, and switched over, whatever. But nonetheless,
go to college.
Right. But it was cool. It was fun. I learned so much about myself. I started different organizations on campus. I met great people, so I don't regret it. at all.
Yeah, I
you
think
know?
I do. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be here in my life right now if it wasn't for OD. I just wish I went about it a different way.
Right? A cheaper way. Exactly, a cheaper way. So,
by any means necessary, what will you do for yourself or the community?
Good question. I will definitely. What would I do or what wouldn't I do?
What would you do?
What would I do? Okay.
Yeah, by any means necessary, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to make sure that I'm impacting the community in a positive way. I'm going to make sure that I'm taking care of myself so that I can take care of the community around me. I'm going to make sure that I go to bat for the youth that I serve. And I make sure that they feel the love that they, need to feel, and that they get the resources that they can get as much as I can give them, because I'm not Superwoman, I'm not perfect, but by any means necessary, I'll make sure that the youth that I'm serving is going to be empowered and is going to be successful.
Oh, I like you.
Thank you, girl.
So much
Bye-bye.
Today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for listening to By Any Means Necessary. As always, peace, love, light. Good night.
Love.